Hey guys, how y'all doing? Just a first heads up, families had a cold, had to take care of them, and now I have caught that cold, so bear with me with the voice. So we got some great news about San Bernardino, I think the last couple of days. 8 frauditors, including a guy I was going to cover instead of this video, it's like a last minute put together video, Riverside Accountability, they've all gotten arrested for felony charges. Basically, the incident happened in Victorville. Somebody or somebody's got hurt and never completely issued. They did an investigation for, I think, a couple of months, and they're not been arrested. Ironically, Riverside actually recorded his own arrest. That's pretty funny. But things are starting to turn around now. San Gabriel Valley Jose has got a channel demonetized. Glenn is, I don't know what the Glenn's done. He's put up real videos for a while. Excuse me. Enrique has been totally humiliated. The last email auditors ripping on him. But yeah, police are saying enough's enough. They're going after these guys, and this is the first of them. And some of these charges are pretty serious. Like I said, these are felony charges. One of these are a couple of big ones. All right, so let's get started, and here we go.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Shannon Dicus, the Sheriff of San Bernardino County. That's SHANNDICUS. As part of their oath, a law enforcement officer swears to protect the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. As it pertains to the First Amendment, we protect those who legally express their right to protest their government. For the last several months, we've been involved in an investigation in conjunction with our partners from the Pomona Police Department, the Fontana Police Department, the Upland Police Department, and the Victorville Police Department, which I am the contracted law enforcement service provider. During this investigation, the group you will hear about violated the law extending beyond the First Amendment to violence. Victims of their actions made reports to the agencies present here. Those reports have been investigated, search warrants and arrest warrants have been sought, and unfortunately these victims still live in fear.
So heads up, one of these guys, Riverside Accountability, you check out Frauditor Toll, his channel. He had that video of this idiot Riverside, him actually getting raided by the police in relation to this warrant being issued.
Earlier this morning, we executed these warrants. This group manipulates videos and photos on social media in an attempt to make them look like they're protectors of underrepresented people. However, they use racism to threaten and intimidate their victims, causing them to get on their knees to beg for forgiveness while still assaulting them. What this group does is not protected by the First Amendment. It's illegal, and unfortunately, some elected officials have tacitly criticized the local democratic process, which emboldens this group. In San Bernardino County, myself, our local police chiefs, to include the Pomona Police Chief, and the deputies and officers that work for our departments will always continue to uphold the law and protect its citizens.
I'm saying for years, these guys edit, cut up, and just do everything to make it like they're the victims or the heroes. Everyone else is the bad guy.
From this type of unlawful behavior. This group is not about substance for the human condition, but rather clickbait for cash.
Yeah.
I now want to introduce the Victorville City Police Department's Detective Sergeant Tony Romero, who oversaw this investigation, to explain the course of this investigation to you. Tony?
Thank you, Sheriff. Good afternoon. My name is Sergeant Romero. I am assigned to the Victorville Sheriff Station. This investigation began in late September when we investigated a brutal assault that occurred at a protest in the city of Victorville. The investigation quickly became a multi-agency investigation when we discovered our group of suspects were responsible for violent acts during other protests in both San Bernardino and Los Angeles counties. The investigation stemmed from multiple incidents involving this group, to include the assault that occurred in our city on September 24th, 2023. Throughout the course of our 10-week investigation, investigators positively identified 8 active suspects belonging to this group of activists who committed the crimes of assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, conspiracy, convicted felon in possession of a firearm, and other offenses currently under the review of the District Attorney's Office. This morning, all 8 suspects were arrested in multiple cities and multiple counties. The suspects were identified as Eden Alex Enamorado, 36 years old, out of Upland. Wendy Lujan, 40 years old, out of Upland. David Chavez, 28 years old, out of Riverside. Stephanie Amasqueta, 33 years old, out of San Bernardino. Gillett Acevedo, 30 years old, out of San Bernardino. Edwin Pena, 26 years old, out of Los Angeles. Fernando Lopez, 44 years old, out of Los Angeles. And Vanessa Carrasco, 40 years old, out of Ontario.
So David from Riverside was one that recorded himself getting arrested.
And you can refer to their images on our poster board to my left. During the arrests and search warrants, evidence was collected to corroborate the crimes that were committed. The evidence will not be released to protect the integrity of the investigation at this time. Thank you and appreciate you for being here. I will now turn it back over to the sheriff.
So yeah, so they got caught. They finally had enough, went out there and arrested these guys. So good for the police.
Thank you, Tony. As Tony mentioned, this is an ongoing investigation, so there may be some questions that we can't answer. The DA is here with me, Jason Anderson, to also be able to answer questions related to the prosecution. So I apologize in advance. We may not be able to answer them, but we will take a few questions. Yes, sir.
Why is the one guy in the middle, his picture's bigger, I understand he's the ringleader. Can you explain his involvement in this?
Absolutely. Tony?
Yes, Eden Alex Amarato is the organizer of this group. He is the one that coordinates events in which these other suspects partake in.
And then there was an assault, you said, I believe on the September 23rd, or the incident that happened in your city. Can you describe more about that particular incident, what happened, and what it might be?
At this time, it's still an active investigation, and I can't disclose that information at this time.
So you can't say like who was assaulted? Was it law enforcement? Was it victim? Something like that?
They were members of the community of Victorville.
Any other questions related to the arrest or prosecution?
You had said clickbait for cash. Can you elaborate?
Sure. It appears that during this investigation, videos of the truth were manipulated and put out to the public to make it look like an underserved population was being represented, kind of Robin Hoodish, when in fact there was felonious activity behind this. They have a large following. The more clicks they get, the more money they make as it relates to how the systems that they operate within work. They're more about not substance for what their issues are, but really getting that clickbait and making money off of that, just like any internet influencer does. Folks, thank you for being here this afternoon. We appreciate it. We'll go ahead and conclude the current press conference. If you have any questions, please route them through the public affairs, and if we're able to answer those questions, I'll be more than happy to do so. But thank you for covering this story.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, so we got 8 of them down, and they're looking at felony charges, by the way. Remember, these are felonies that they're looking at, including the possession of a firearm and by a convicted felon. They're looking at years in prison. Again, check out Frauditor Toll. He has a more detailed video about this incident. It's never an original video again. It's supposed to be one involving, ironically, David of Riverside, but I'll do that one later. But basically, things have been happening. Jose Gonzalez, Sangre Valley News, his channel apparently got demonetized and he cannot make money anymore. So he's not putting up videos for a while. And all that fun stuff. Okay. So you guys take care, and I will see you when I see you.